I asked ChatGPT to make me a commander deck, and sure enough, it did. It asked me some very simple questions at the beginning to get its bearings. I said I wanted a red-green deck with Questing Beast in it, and I wanted it to be very competitive with a $300 budget. Let's see how it did. It chose Rurik Thar as the commander. I love Rurik Thar, his ability that punishes everyone for playing non-creature spells, and the fact that he has reach and vigilance is such a great bonus. Gotta love it. Let's see how chat fit the deck to suit Rurik Thar. Value creatures. Now, it didn't separate into these specific sections, but I've done so in order to better categorize the things it gave us. Questing Beast, of course, I asked for a deck with Questing Beast, and here it is. Big, nasty boy with lots of text. Gruul Spellbreaker, this is a pretty great one. It gives us hexproof as an additional bonus, and is actually a pretty legit creature. Not sure where we're going with this deck yet, though. Bone Crusher Giant. I love the decent-sized body with the damage that can't be prevented line. It's always just a great time for opponents. Prowling Serpapard, this creature is a fantastic one to have in any green creature deck, keeping those pesky blue players from countering our stuff. I like where this is going though. Glorybringer, this one seemed a bit random to me, but what's not to like about a 4/4 dragon with flying and haste, right? Plus, if you exert it, you'll deal some extra creature damage. Hellrider, I feel like Hellrider is overlooked a lot of the time because of its devil creature type, but it's actually quite nice. Whenever your creatures attack, this will deal 1 damage for each of those creatures, plus it itself has haste, so not so bad. Inferno Titan, this is a classic heavy hitter that also used to be used in a ton of decks. Commander curves have definitely come down over the years, so you don't see this one as much, but I do not blame GPT for picking it up. It's a fantastic creature. I've been on the receiving end of this guy in the past, and let me tell you, it was brutal. Robber of the Rich. Now, this is Robin Hood himself, so another great one. Whenever this attacks, we'll be able to steal something from the top of someone else's deck and play it. This isn't exactly a theft deck, but hey, any sort of advantage to get the upper hand is fine with me. Utility. We definitely need some utility in any deck, so let's see what chat gave us. Scavenging Ooze and Klothys, God of Destiny. Now, these are some excellent graveyard removers here, especially in these colors. I really love the flexibility of Klothys as well. Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots. You know, Commander Protection for Rurik Thar, who will definitely be targeted due to his ability. These are must-haves, I think. So good job, chat. Fires of Yavimaya, giving a creature deck haste is really nice, and that added combat bonus can come in handy too in a pinch. Blood Moon, yes, this is a competitive card, but you'll see why it doesn't fit too well in the deck later. There are way too many non-basic lands that chat gave us to justify this, and it's a little bit weird in a dual color deck in my opinion, but it could be really good, you know, just not with the chosen land base. Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger. Well, there you have it. Double mana for us and just a really bad time for our opponents. Just a nasty card. Definitely not for casual decks if you ask me. And it's just too salty of a card. But hey, I'm getting what I asked for, right? Removal. Okay, let's see what we've been provided in the answers category. Well, first we've got a lightning bolt, and it's a great spell. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't really hit too hard in Commander. Well, at least in this deck, you know, it can. But it can take out some smaller mana dorks and the like, so, you know, why not? Nature's Claim and Reclamation Sage. Now, artifact and enchantment removal is always nice, and I really like these choices. Frozen Grip and Hull Breach, you know, another couple of really good ones in that category. Acidic Slime, you know, even more. This is good. The more competitive you want your deck, the more interaction you want. Plus, this can take care of a land if you wish. Beast Within and Chaos Warp. You know, these are fantastic removal spells. And of course, we're in the worst, like, hard removal colors. So we're left with these, but this is just some of the best Gruul has to offer. Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast. These both do more or less the same thing by taking care of blue spells and such. It's too bad Commander doesn't have a sideboard because these would be much better suited in that. I've had a Pyroblast sit in my hand for an entire game because literally no one was playing blue. So it's just kind of a dead card, but you know, I digress. Damage. So as far as dealing extra damage goes, let's see what we've been given. Pyrohemia, mana. Now, this is a really interesting one. I believe I've seen it played in an enraged dinosaur deck, and it did an amazing job. It was very frustrating, and it just enraged all the dinosaurs all at once, and it just really works well, kind of as a board wipe as well. So if you've got the red mana to do so, do it. It's really neat. Blasphemous Act. Speaking of board wipes, you almost always need a Blasphemous Act in any red deck. It just slaps and will always be a pain for everyone. Impact Tremors and Warstorm Surge. Both of these deal various amounts of damage when our creatures enter. Not bad considering this is supposed to be a creature deck, so well done. Ramp. Okay, so did we actually get Ramp? Yes, we did, and it's actually quite impressive to me, I feel like. So we've got Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and Commander Sphere. These are just classics, and ChatGPT knows what it's doing on this front. Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, and 3 Visits. Another set of cards that are fantastic in green for getting the extra mana. Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, and Findhorn Elves. Green Mana Torch for the win, all doing the same thing, keeping our spells attainable, in the long run. And in the short run, actually. Birds of Paradise and Sylvan Caryatid. A couple more mana dorks to tap for any color. That's just really nice. A step ahead. Okay, so how much does this deck have in the way of card advantage and keeping ahead in general? We've got Harmonize, which just straight up draws 3 cards. So I think Harmonize is great, especially in green decks. It's just fantastic. Primal Command, this one does a bunch of different things, but I feel like searching for a creature is usually best. I guess it depends on the situation though, but this also keeps us ahead in other ways than one, gaining life and all that kind of stuff. Green Sun Zenith, another creature tutor, which all competitive decks need. This is definitely keeping us ahead. Lands, okay, well, I guess we're not keeping too far ahead because this is all it's given us, just those 3 cards. But anyway, moving on to our lands, here they are. Can you see why Blood Moon is not the best choice if you run all of these non-basic lands? Don't get me wrong, it's a very competitive land base, and it would be highly coveted in some ways, but I feel like some lands are a little bit off, but of course that Blood Moon from before doesn't help either. All in all, ChatGPT did very well, I think. This was a really unique experience, and I'm curious as to how it will work in the future. Now let's see how it did based on my original specifications. Okay, did it make the deck red-green? Yes, everything was actually really spot on. Did it give me my Questing Beast? Yes, it did. Okay, did we get a legal commander deck? Well, no, we didn't. It only gave me 77 total cards, so we're still missing some. Okay, so then did it stay within that $300 budget? That would also be a no. With 23 cards missing, we're still over budget by about $146, give or take. Yeah. But would this be a competitive deck if we finished it? I'd say yeah, probably. I mean, you'd have to, use a lot more money to put some more really good cards in it, but I'd say it's got potential. And it's, it's probably not CDH level, but I think it'd hit pretty hard if you played against it. Okay, so should you ask ChatGPT to make you a commander deck? Maybe. Just make sure you triple check everything and see how it goes. Make sure you have all 100 cards in there and make sure you check the dollar amount before you purchase. Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell button so you don't miss your weekly dose of magic.